Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Crafty Crow Show. This week we are getting preparations. Look on your calendar. It's that time of year. It's the time of year that me and Man's Adventures goes on our yearly winter camp out. So this episode is going to be all about getting prepared for the camping. And then next week, let's see, we're going to plan on a pretty big camp out this year with a few friends. So stick with us, come with us. Let's get over here to the shopping wall and see what we can pick out for our camp out. Come along, it's going to be fun. So here we are at the camping wall. And I know you've seen it in the background, but everything I use to camp is right here on this wall. And I've kind of set it up. It's almost like going on a shopping trip, except I've done spent the money. It's a pretty good deal. So I'll show you a little closer at all this stuff. We're going to start picking out. We'll lay out on the table here what we're going to use. So this weekend, the scenario is, because I usually try to challenge myself every time. The scenario, we're going for Friday and Saturday night, and we're coming back on a Sunday. So 2 nights, 3 days. So is that right? 2 nights, 3 days, 3 days, 2 nights. Either way, that's what we're going to be doing. So on this trip, I'm going to do something I've never tried before. When I went camping, it's always been with a tent or in my hammock. Of course, you all that's watched the videos. And by the way, if you've not seen last year's video, we got some snow, which it don't look like it's going to this year, but last year we got some good snow. I'll link that up right here. You know, catch that at the end of this one, rewind, come back, whatever. It might suggest it to you at the end. But anyway, that was last year. This year it's going to be, looks like in the 40s or 50s during the day, down to the 20s at night. So, and sunny, like partly cloudy. So it's going to be a really good trip, almost like a springtime trip. So what I'm going to do is stay under a tarp. I've got a new tarp. We're going to try a tarp configuration or two. I ain't made up my mind really what I want to do yet. We're going to do some tarp camping straight on the ground. I'm packing food. I'm lazy with it this year. I'm not cooking anything. I've got a bunch of dehydrated meals and stuff. You'll see some of them here. And I'm not going to give all of them away to you until we actually get out there and you can see. But I got a couple of special ones ordered coming, so we can take a look at them and see if they're any good or not, like everybody's saying they are. So I've lost my train of thought. We got the food. We've got besides the tarp with the lean-to or whatever plow point that I want to do, I'm also going to take my carving kit and maybe carve out a spoon or something. Just chilling out, relaxing for a few days. It's going to be me, Jason from Man's Adventures, and Owen, the guy that graciously gave me this GoPro to use for the channel. He'll be there, and probably one of our brightest new paramedics that we've got at work, Dalton, he'll be there with us too. And we're going to kind of see the contrast between everybody because we've never been camping with those two. Owen was in the Army. He was in the military. Dalton's fairly young. He's in his early 20s, and I don't think he's went camping like we go camping. So we're going to find out what happens there. But it ought to be an interesting trip. I'll quit blabbing. I need to get this bag packed before we go and get ready to go, though. So first thing we'll get out is the sleeping bag, and I'll show you that. So let's go do that right now. All right, first off, for our sleeping bag, I have the military sleep system. I have not got to use this thing as much as I've wanted to, but what little bit I have, I'm loving it. Now, this trip, I think, like I said, the temperatures 40s or 50s during the day, but we're going to get down to the 20s at night. I don't know if I want to do a long fire or anything like that out in front of my shelter setup, so I've been throwing back and forth. You can see I've got the black bag, the green patrol bag, and the Gore-Tex bivvy. I've got the complete system and got that for Christmas last year. I've been debating on whether just to take the black bag or the black bag and the Gore-Tex or what. I think because I've not used this enough to really know how it performs, I'm just going to add the extra weight and put all of it in the bag and take with me. And then if somebody needs an extra bag or something, if they get colder or something happens with theirs, I'll have an extra bag I can give them because all these button together. So I might not need all of this. I'm kind of thinking I won't, but I'm kind of thinking I might regret it. So because I've not done enough with this to know its limitations, I just better take it off. And for underneath, just I think Rothko is where I got this, the company Rothko. It's just a thin foam mat, but it's got the reflective on the side. I usually put this in my hammock with the reflective side up just to make a barrier for the wind or anything, and it helps out a lot. But I'm gonna have to be using it on the ground this time because that's what I've decided to do. So I'm gonna put this in the stuff sack. I'll show you how all this compresses down. I think though this system weighs, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll put it down here in the bottom just in case I am mistaken, 10 pounds. It weighs at least 10 pounds just for the bag system. So I'm always trying to go lighter because I'm fat and I hate packing a bunch of stuff. So, you know, this is adding a lot of weight, but wintertime camping is always heavier too. If this was summer, I would just be taking the green bag and we'd be done with it. Anyway, let me show you what this looks like after I get it stuffed in the stuff sack. And here is the sack. This ain't gonna be this big when I get done, but let me get that shoved in there, compressed down to where this is kind of out of the way. Then we'll get into the rest of the stuff. You can see it's pretty big, but I think that's the most I'm going to get this thing compressed. All right, that is what we're sleeping in. Let's head over to our Goodie Box. I'll take it through the Goodie Box and see what's in it next. Nothing's complete without a Goodie Box, right? So in this box, I keep everything from the Nomadic boxes and other boxes I reviewed and things, and just extra gear in this. And that's what this box is. So you can see, what is this? That's a packable duffel bag. And then I've got extra first aid stuff. Good grief, guys, I can't really tell you what all is in this box. I've got to go through it myself. I see things from, like I said, Nomadic boxes. I see things from the battle box I had. So let me go through it, see what I need out of it, and then I'll lay it out here on the bench so you can see what I come up with. Okay, so here's what I come up with. I've got a little headlamp that come, I think, in one of the Nomadic boxes. Some 3 little fire starters. I don't know exactly what these fire starters are, but they might be handy. A box of night sky playing cards with the different constellations and stuff in it. I'll tell you why that's it's kind of cool that I found that, actually. What's this thing called? I can't remember. A Lucy light. This one's solar powered. It recharges battery and it inflates and kind of gives you a lantern. I've got this that I usually hang under my hammock underneath the tarp so I can see at night. So this is an extra, and I'm including that, and a Climate X pillow. Just a little bitty package, and it's a Climate. So the thing with this stuff that I'm thinking, and I've not been through that box in a while, so this is not for me. I'm actually going to take all this stuff to give to Dalton. I think he's the one lacking on gear the most, and I've got all that. I mean, you seen how that box was. I've got all this extra gear. I know he's not going to have a pillow, so he can appreciate that. I know the headlamp and this, he's probably not thought of. And I don't know if he watches my videos or not, so I'm kind of hoping he's not watching this one until after we get camping. But he'll appreciate this one at night. I know he'll appreciate that one. I don't know if he used those or not, but I'll give them to him. But I mean, the thing he's going to get ecstatic about, honestly, is these playing cards, because him and some other guys do play cards, but Dalton and his dad have started investing money and stuff in telescopes. So he's all about the night sky, and I think these cards will be awesome for him. And he'll probably sit and study. I know how the boy is. He'll sit and study each one of these, and this will help him in his research with these constellations to learn them. So I think he'll probably like that more than anything else we're going to give him. So I'm glad I found those, and I'm glad I kept those. So that's what we found out of the Goodie Box. Now, all right, off to the Goodie Wall. Let's see. This, I'm going to have to pull these apart. I just bought these. Baby wipes. What's baby wipes for, you ask? Well, one, they make really good toilet paper. And for number two, you can also use them to wipe your hands and stuff off if they're dirty before you eat, and kind of wipe your face off, freshen yourself up. So there's this little survival kit that is not going to do us jack on this trip. That was my hygiene kit. Not using that bag no more. Not using the fire kit no more. The first aid kit, of course, we're going to take the first aid kit because, you know, we're all EMTs and paramedics, so we're going to overkill that one. Let's see. I know I'm going to take, it's my little titanium cup. I'll take some of this stuff out when I get it here on the bench and show you. I know I'm going to take the water filtration kit. So we'll get that down. Oh, my lights. This is my headlamp and my flashlights and all that. I keep in this one little bag. Of course, we're going to take our big fat PKS Mountaineer knife. Yes, please. I got to take the crow call because that's a tradition. That's my carving kit. Then, let's see. This is my hammock. I love this hammock. We're not taking her on this one. We are going to take this. This is my new tarp. So we'll throw it on the bench. And of course, there's the pack. I mean, if you're wondering what pack, those of y'all that watch the channel, of course, the Alice pack that I've modified the best I can. And that's what we're going to take. So, let me get you down. Let me see. Oh, I'm not very decisive right now, am I? I'm going to sit here and stare at this wall for a minute. And I'm not going to bore you with that. And try to figure out if I want to take my canteen kit or what I want to do with that. I see something I do need. I do need the spoon. I'll have to get that out. I've got it down in there. I don't know if I'm going to take my canteen cook kit or that is my bush pot that's actually got my little stove and stuff in it. All right, I'll quit blabbing. Let me figure out, sit here and figure out what I'm going to take. Then I'll bring you back on the bench and show you through all of it. Okay, I believe I've decided on stuff. So you've got the Gold Armor 10 by 10 tarp, and I think there's 32 tie-out points. Just bought this. I'm going to try it out this weekend and see how it is, but I think that's going to be cool. We got the, of course, the, see if I can get this thing out one-handed. Pathfinder Knife Shop Mountaineer. Yeah. You'll get to see that thing in action. I think I've got my sheath dialed in. You can see I've got a drop down and stuff on it, which is what I like a little bit better. Here's all my headlamp, my spare batteries, little bitty lights and stuff, kind of redundancies in that. My fire kit, got the Altoids tin that holds my flint and steel and stuff like that, and some mini infernos, little pocket bellows, you know, some of those little things. I was wrong. That is my entire first aid kit. Right there. Yeah, I know. But I've got other stuff like, you know, that, and I've got some bandanas and stuff, built-in redundancy for bandaging and things. So I've narrowed it down not to get out of hand. I've got a blanket pin, just in case I need it. A small fishing kit, a small sewing kit. We've got the baby wipes, a titanium cup. This is 450 milliliters. And so far, that's been about the right size for drinks and stuff. And there's measurements so I can measure things out. The hydration kit, you all have seen that video before. It's not changed. The same hydration kit. I've got my bush pot. I went with the bush pot. Except for Lance Outfitters bush pot. This is honey. This is olive oil, but it's been sitting out here, so it's not bad. It's just a little funky looking. My coffee and drinks are down in the bottom in a container. Then I've got a rag to wipe this out. I've got some butane for my new little titanium stove that you'll get to see on this camp out for the first time. I've not used this yet. I just got this in because I didn't have something like that. A few of the meals. Yeah, I've got Mountain House. I have honestly went lazy on this trip. I'm not cooking a bunch of stuff and getting a whole bunch of stuff dirty. I took one of these I got last year on a trip just to try it out. That was awesome. Heat up water, put it in the bag. When you're done, the bag's done. You put it in your garbage bag, and that's it. You got to clean the spoon. That's all you got to clean. That's awesome to me. So I'm going to be lazy, do that. You see I've got a Backpacker's Pantry meal. There's a few more special ones coming. And then some little energy bites and little snacks and stuff I've got for that. So for my entertainment, when I'm not shooting videos or just chilling out, this is my carving kit. And this is a carving knife that Jason got me for Christmas. Last year, year before. So it's the bowl knife. It's a crooked knife, bent knife, whatever you want to call it. This was an old kit that I had, but if any of you remember, I had a subscriber send me this brand new carving kit. And I think what I'm going to do, it's got good knives, a new leather strop. It's got a blank for a spoon if I wanted to use that. And it's got some actual good leather sheaths to go over the knives, which this other one here don't. It's just little, I'll show you, just little plastic covers. I think this is like the Beaver Craft or a cheaper version of the Beaver Craft stuff. But I'm going to switch out these knives with these other ones and take this with me out of this kit that I was given. I've not done that yet, and I'm going to do it now because this is the first time I've actually took my carving kit with me. So, other than that stuff, yeah, let's see, that covered all that. Other than that, here on my pack, I've got some stuff I leave in here. I've got my rain poncho is up in here. I don't think anything's down the main bucket. A couple of spare clothes. I've got all my cordage and stuff over in this one pocket. There's my work gloves that I've got sitting here. You can barely see it. The Baco is in there. And I'll have to go through the pocket, see what I've left. I usually kind of keep that stripped. There's a few things I just leave in there. And then, last but not least, you know, we can't forget her because she's coming on the trip. We got Ida Mae, and we're going to take Ida Mae and put her to use on this trip. So, there you go, boys and girls. Everything that I'm going to pack, which it'll be a little more compact than this, but everything I'm packing in this pack for a weekend trip with the guys. Aside from, you know, maybe a couple of change of clothes or something, not much. Just probably some socks and underwear and stuff like that. But that's what we're going to take. And let me get over here and we'll try to hook this scale up and get most everything in this bag, because I've got everything here. I'm still waiting on a couple of things, but waiting on some of the meals to come is all I'm really waiting on. Let me get it all packed up, and we'll see what we're going to be throwing on our back for this trip. Then we'll wind this one up. Little problem. Put this on that hanging scale that we done the last time we reviewed all the gear. The max weight is 20 pounds because it's just a produce scale. yeah, I maxed that out. So we're probably around 30 pounds, you know, give or take for this pack. And that's not counting all the film gear, my tripod and the camera and all that stuff to take with me too, because I want to take you all along with us. I mean, that's the whole point of doing this video, right? I need a new pack, and I need to do some brainstorming because I need to cut some weight down. It's 30 pounds ain't horrible, because, you know, I've got an axe and this big old, this pack. That's probably acceptable for wintertime camping, but that's still heavy. I mean, it's not a far hike where we're going or anything, and the train's good and fairly level and stuff, so it's not going to be bad. It's just, I've got a personal goal of cutting back as much as I can. So we're hovering around 30. I probably won't know an accurate count for you. Other than that, I still need to get another meal or two to come in, but I've got everything packed, and I'll be able to throw a couple things together the day before we go, which is the only day I've got off this week, and get this thing ready to go for Friday morning when Jason at Man's Adventures comes picks me up in the Jeep. So hope y'all enjoy this video of just getting packed, ready for a weekend camp out, and sitting here scratching your head and brainstorming with me on what we want to take with us and what we want to use. You know, I hope y'all enjoy next week's video, and until then, get out and enjoy the outdoors like we're getting ready to do. It's great in the winter because there's no bugs and not a whole lot of people to bother you, and you ain't burning up all night. I'd rather snuggle up than fry to death. So anyway, until next week, thank y'all for stopping by. Remember, love one another as the good Lord tells you. And we'll see you guys next week out in the field. See you guys. Thank you.